No, I'm right here. I'm with you.
All right. We have a quorum. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to try to go through these as quickly as we can. I'm going to call Senate Bill 531, Senator Rogers.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Senate Bill 531 arises out of a Supreme Court decision last year in which the Georgia Supreme Court in Gordon versus Atlanta Casualty expanded the scope of recovery for an uninsured motorist policy beyond those people who are actually covered on the policy. The appeals court ruled that and I'll just read from the decision, a reason that the statute cannot be read to require an insurer to pay damages for the death of a person who was not covered under the policy. The Supreme Court overruled that, saying that they could, but left it open at the end of their remarks, saying if the legislature disagrees with our construction, it is free to amend the statute to make its intent clear, as it has on other occasions. And what this does is make our intent clear that for uninsured motorist purposes, that you would only be able to recover for someone who's actually on the policy. In addition to that, we've worked with the Trial Lawyers Association, who had some concerns about this, but were willing to give in this area if we added some other language that dealt with cutting off the time, due diligence time to locate someone at 12 months after publication. So we feel like we've taken two competing interests and brought them together in one bill, and everyone seems to be happy with it.
I think you've done a fine job on that bill and addressed
A considerable and unexpected change in the status of uninsured motorists, and I think this addresses that well. We did have a subcommittee hearing on this last Friday where we took testimony. Anyone who wants to testify, so we're not going to take further testimony on the bill. This time I'll ask if any members have any questions about this bill. Any members have any questions? If not, I'll accept a motion. I have a second. Motion's been moved and seconded to do pass Senate Bill 531. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Thanks, Senator Rogers. Appreciate it. Senate Bill, let's see. How about Senator Hudgens? You ready on Senate Bill 385?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the committee, this bill is nothing more than a clarification. If you look at the paragraph beginning on line 11 of page 1, the way that it had been read, it was being interpreted by life insurance companies or by insurance companies that they could not buy the bonds of any cities or counties that had populations of less than 25,000. And the intent of the regulation was that they were not to buy the bonds of Canadian cities that had populations of less than 25,000. And so we have just redrafted it so it says that an insurer may invest in the obligation of any county, any incorporated city, town, or village, any school district, water district, sewer district, road district, or any special district, or any other political subdivision or public authority of any state, territory, or insular possession of the United States or District of Columbia. So you can invest in any of those or of the Canadian cities that have a population of 25,000 according to the most recent official census of Canada. So that is specifying that it's got to have a population, if it's a Canadian city, of more than 25,000, but that 25,000 does not apply to any U.S. city or county or any of these other water district, sewer district bonds that are issued. And so this is something the department asked me to introduce, and that's all it's doing is making this abundantly clear so it could not be misinterpreted that Eccles County in Georgia could not sell a bond and insurance companies could not participate and buy those bonds because they didn't have a population of more than 25,000. So that's all this bill does, and I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Senator, I'm looking at LC 283058S, and I think you've had some conversations about adding to the bill this section 2, which defines actual charge or an actual fee in relation to an individual or group specified disease insurance policy.
Somebody's going to have to give me that. I was talking off 282835S.
I think you have a copy right there. I'm looking at LC 283058. You're getting it's coming right up to you. Committee sub.
That doesn't surprise me. Here you go. All right, so what, I'm sure that I probably have been talked about. Tell me what this does.
Essentially, it's defining what is meant by actual charge or actual fee when that term is used in group insurance policies or group-specific disease policies. That's all this is doing.
Okay.
And that arose out of a lawsuit recently also that challenged the definition of whether or not it was defined clearly.
Okay, I don't have any problem with that. If y'all do that when it comes over, I'll agree to the House amendments.
All right. Any questions of the members? All those in favor say aye. This will be by committee substitute and to Senate Bill 385, LC 283058S is what we were working on. Thank you, Senator. Let's see, you have then on here, I think, I'm sorry, Senate Bill 236, State Employees Insurance. You ready to do that?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And I think also that y'all have a substitute, and I do have this substitute. I'm going to speak to the original Senate Bill 236. All this legislation provided was that if any state employee is killed while acting within the scope of their employment, that their spouse or dependent child or children that was included under their state health benefit insurance may be entitled to continue such coverage upon agreeing to pay contributions at the same rate as required for state employees. And so that's clarifying that language, and I'm not going to be able to speak to the substitute because there's your substitute because it's added some other stuff in it that I'm not aware of.
All right, I'm looking what I have in my folder, and I think the members have in their folder is LC 218393F.
Yes.
Does everyone have that?
And my original was LC 218150, but I've got a copy of your 8393S.
Okay, and that's what we're.
All right, and I've explained Section 1. And you're going to have to explain whatever Section 2 is,
Well, that's
or whoever wanted to do this.
okay. So this is providing for an administrative fee for optional coverages that are sold. All right. Anybody want to testify on this matter? Any questions of the members? Not, I'll accept the motion. I have a second. Do I have a second?
Yes, sir.
All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, like sign. All right, that's a due pass by committee sub. Okay, Senator, we're on to the last bill here, I think, is Senate Bill 384.
384.
And let's see. No, that's the original, isn't it? This is the original. I don't think we have a committee sub on this. So
No, this is, from what I know, it's the bill the same as I introduced it, which is Senate Bill 384. This is the NAIC, the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, Interstate Insurance Product Regulation Compact. This is the legislation that the insurance commissioners are trying to adopt in several states, that once it's adopted in 20, 30, how many states? 26 states, and which account for 40% of the total premium volume then this compact will go into effect. And Alan Hayes, the Deputy Insurance Commissioner, is here that he can answer questions. I'm introducing this legislation at the request of the Commissioner of Insurance, John Oxendine. And so with your permission, Mr. Chairman, I'd like for Mr. Hayes to answer questions and explain just the global effect of this compact.
All right. Well, Commissioner Hayes, you want to give us the down and dirty capsule version of this?
I don't think they want as much as you gave us in our committee. So I'll just share that with you.
Just the second hour. Yes, I could go long on it. Can you pass it? I'll give you a copy of exactly what I'm talking about. And I know for some of you, I've gone over some of this anyway. The Interstate Insurance Compact Product Regulation Compact will apply to, as Senator Hudgens has said, it's a government type of entity, an agency that would be set up between states contracting together voluntarily to do approve product filings for insurance, for life insurance, long-term care insurance, annuities, and disability. Only those products. The reason only those products is because, as the point of this compact is to work in conjunction in areas that the states can work in logically in conjunction. These products are already fairly standard across the United States. There's not a whole lot of deviation state by state, whereas in property there is and in health there is. So this is only basically life and annuities and long-term care.
The primary purpose of this to be able to allow companies to get product on the market in the largest number of states
As quickly as possible.
As quickly as possible. Is
Exactly.
that about it? All right.
Paperwork filings, exactly. It's when an insurance company designs a product, it has to be approved in this state. Currently, every time any state they want to do business in, they have to go state by state by state by state to get that product approved. And in this instance of life insurance, it's pretty much the same product in every state. And so this would speed it up. They'd be able to go to one entity that we would be a member of, this compact, and we would be a part of setting the standards, and we would give up no authority to enforce the standards. We would just have all of our enforcement powers and our consumer regulations. But this would allow an insurance company, a life insurance company specifically, to go to one place, get it approved, and then it will be deemed approved by all the states that are in this compact.
So you're basically talking about a clearinghouse.
Yeah.
Just like we do with college kids going to school if they're going to be an athlete. They got a clearinghouse. If you can't get through the clearinghouse, you can't get in college to play ball.
That may be. I'm not familiar with that system. But I was never good enough to play ball.
All of us weren't athletic enough to be there.
Yeah, but there's a benefit not just to the company but to the consumer. And this, several years ago, almost a decade ago now, that the Congress allowed banks to get into the insurance market where it had been prohibited before. And banks had an advantage, so they sell life insurance products, and they have an advantage over an insurance company is they have one federal regulator. They get to get approved one time, and they get to sell it all over the country. That puts life insurance companies as a disadvantage, and this would kind of even that playing field. That's the point.
Is there anyone to speak in opposition to this bill? Any other questions of the members?
Commissioner, Georgia currently belongs to 24 interstate compacts now?
Yes. And they range from water compacts. We have one on adoption, one on child safety.
I was referring to insurance compacts.
Oh, no. There is no other insurance compacts that we're involved in. This will be our first. It's the only one I know that's being proposed anywhere. But yes, sir.
The cost of this to the state of Georgia?
Should be zero. The cost of this is paid by filing fees by the insurance companies. When you pay a fee when you file your product with this entity.
If we're disappointed, we can walk away.
Anytime you want to walk away from the compact, you can do that by legislation, just like you're enacting it by legislation. Anytime you don't want a specific rule or something that the compact comes up with, you can opt out one of two ways, either by regulation or by law.
I'll recognize Representative Lucas.
Chairman, I'd like to be recognized for a motion. I move that the bill do pass, especially 60-page bill.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, like sign. That's a do pass on Senate Bill 380.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen and members, for being here.
I got this whole speech worked out. Nobody wants to hear it.
Nobody wants to